WCFFL, and we are live.
Are we live?
I believe so. This says so.
Oh, man. I took like a 30-minute break there, didn't I?
It'll be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I shouldn't do that when you got 5 shows. They should be a little more organized.
Talk to yourself, right?
Yeah. Wait, why did I share it on my own page when I just literally... You're a dumbass, Joey. Warriors, Washington, Spartans, Misfits. Oh, yeah, Washington football team was what I was thinking in my head.
Washington football team.
I mean, they might as well be in Washington County. Oh, yeah, you just lost to the Dolphins over the weekend, dickhead. Way to go.
Yes, you did.
You know what sucks about no flag football on Saturday? You wake up at 6 and you're like, all right, let's fucking go.
Right.
Then you're like, wait.
Nothing to go to.
So you sit there and you wait for college football till 12, and then you're set for the rest of the day because it's college football. Can't go wrong with college football. Did you enjoy some college football Saturday, Ross?
I did.
Some good.
While I was working at the shed lot.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to sling sheds.
How's that going?
It was alright.
Yeah, I was just watching it. My Saturday, I did have football. I went to an ECFA game. DMV Legends over to DMV Jaguars. What a thriller that was. Great game all around. Great defensive battle.
Anyway.
One of the better semi-pro games I've seen. And that's my Saturday. That's what I did. I hope you all had a good Halloween overall.
Let's talk about this Saturday.
Let's move on to this Saturday. Let's take a look at our playoffs. Teams.
Yeah. Or are you just doing teams right now?
We're going to talk about every single team.
Alright.
All right. I'm going to start out with Pure Chaos. The 9 seed.
Yup.
Pure Chaos is one of those teams who a lot of people look at them as a first-year team and they think they're garbage. I hate to break it to you, they're not really garbage.
They definitely got talent.
Yeah. I just feel like sometimes they're not doing things the right way in X's and O's philosophy. But that's not their fault. That's just what happens sometimes. And, there's the talent there to win. You know who they remind me of?
Who's that?
I'll be honest. People are going to be like, no way. They remind me of Ruckus Fall 2014, but with Nighthawks talent. Like, they're a mixture of those two teams together. You got some ballers, but the record doesn't show it, but, they could do it. It's like if those two teams had a kid, it would be Pure Chaos.
Pure Chaos, they get a win.
They did. They beat the Warriors.
They did.
You okay from that loss, Ross?
It still stings, but I'll be alright.
They don't call you Lost Collins for nothing.
Good one.
I came up with myself, actually. Why can't I see the comments?
That's hilarious. That's your own problem.
It is my own
There aren't
problem.
any.
There's literally no comments. None of you were saying a word.
People watching.
They're just like, they're all in all. Anyways, anywho, let's get to it. Second team is Ruckus, number 8. Or, like I was saying with Chaos, though. They definitely have something. Alright, you be right back? Well, I'm going to talk to myself, then. I'm crazy for about 5 minutes. So anyways, anywho, moving on, Ruckus, number 8. Honestly, with Ruckus, I really don't know what to expect come playoff time. If everybody shows up, oh wait, who is showing up on Saturday for Ruckus? Because the last time I checked, Ruck Roaders have a game in York at 1. So, I'm guessing no Swagger, no Beachley, no Madel, no Monday. That's not spoilers. That's just what's the reality of the situation. Is Dustin going to be there? What will Ruckus have against Pure Chaos? That is the question. I feel like if Ruckus does, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think Marty can ball. I think Marty's going to put up a good performance. I think they'll have enough for Chaos. We'll see the predictions, though. We'll get to that momentarily. I'm just saying, though, a lot of key pieces out. Is Coop going to be healthy in time? Because Coop's been out since September, man. What does Ruckus have? Are they even focused on playoffs? Because some of the team is trying to win an ACFA championship. The other half's trying to win a WCFFL championship. Is this relationship going off the rails? I'm just saying. Doesn't look good. It does not look good for Ruckus. Next one, number 7, X-Dogs. X-Dogs, I gotta tell you, this is probably the worst team record-wise I've seen Matt Eisenberg have. And I've been around since 2014. That was my first year. And every fall, I at least expect the X-Dogs to make the semifinals. Because every year I've been here in the fall that they've been around, they've made the semis. 2014, semis. 15, championship. 16, semis. 17, championship. 18, semis. 19, championship. The pattern has to repeat itself, right? But in a season where they've lost to the Spartans for the first time, they lost to the Warriors for the first time, they were manhandled by a program team that doesn't really have much of an offense. I'm just thinking, like, is this the year they don't make it to the semis? And Tyler Spencer, you're right. They were the dynasty before Broadex was a dynasty. Long before the Broadex dynasty, there was the X-Dogs dynasty. And if you want to go further back, 08, championship. 09, championship. 10, championship. 11, championship. 12, championship. 13, championship. I think the only time, I don't think the X-Dogs have ever not made it to the semis at least. But I personally think that we might see a first because this is the worst X-Dogs team in county yet. We'll see. Number 6, Broadex. Remember when I used to say that when they scored? Used to be a lot. I used to be really annoying about it. I was actually watching a video I did days ago where I was watching a Broadex game against Red Knights from 2017. And I found so many ways to say Broadex because they scored 49 with ease. I don't think they've scored 49 since. Unless it's against the Railroaders / Assassins. But we're not, besides that. 3-5. Historians, tell me. Remember when Broadex scored 30 points per game, 2016? We posted that the other day. 30. Grable was the GOAT, man, at the time. Grable was the GOAT. Don't get me wrong. No hate to Timmy. But right now, he ain't no Ryan Grable. He's not even Tyler Murdiff. But don't get me wrong. I think he's a better option than Big Mike at quarterback. Certainly a better option than putting Zeke back there. And truthfully, honestly, he can ball. But could Timmy handle the pressure? We'll see. Number 5, Spartans. This is Don Brown's best team, by far. Don Brown has never had a team this good. Okay, you could argue Food Lion 2016. You know, they did pull off the upset on Program when Program was actually one of the top teams that season. Kind of adds a little bit to that rivalry there. Huh, we'll get to that later. But when you take a look at it, this is Don's best team in my eyes. 4-4. They were competitive of Showtime. They were competitive of Misfits. They were competitive of Warriors. They were competitive of Program. They got better as the year went on. This was a really good team. This was Don Brown's best. And honestly, they definitely have a shot to win. Injuries, though, may just very well be their Achilles heel. With the Spartans, you get a defense that's very dominant, that's very tough, very physical. They execute, their corners play excellently. They are a really good defensive football team. And that a lot of that goes to the talent. A lot of that goes to Don. Don's always been a good defensive coach. Go back and look at the old Food Lion and Spartans off defenses. They held their own at times. I remember a game where the Spartans actually held TMT to 20 and lost by 6 in OT. Don always had good game planning. He has the athletes now to do it. And now, I feel like Don Brown has the opportunity, more than ever now, to make a run in this playoff. It's his first time he's been in the league playoffs. He's going to make the most of it. We've called him the Marv Levy of the B bracket for years. Because the last 4 seasons, Don's been the runner-up in the B bracket that he's participated in. You go back. Fall 2016. Lost to Ruckus in the B championship. Spring 17. Lost to Top Gun in the B championship. Fall 17. Lost to Red Knights in the B championship. Fall 19, lost to the Program in the B championship. Don can at the very least get you there, but can he win the big one? Or is he the Marv Levy of the Washington County Flag Football League? Or will this be his Andy Reid year? We'll see. Number 4. The Program. What? I don't know what to make of this team. I'll be honest. This is one of the best defenses they've had. They have an underrated defense. They're only allowing about roughly 14, 15 points per game. They got a really good D-line unit. You take a look at the Program's team, defensively, they got a good defense, statistically. Their offense is the problem. the offense has been the issue all season. It's almost been offensive at times. What's the solution at quarterback? Is it Ant? Is it Maxwell? I mean, we saw that. He got a win. Or is it Nick? To my audience who's wondering who the hell Nick is, Nick is the quarterback. The dude they put in the last 2 games of the season. That's his name, Nick. He seems like a nice guy. I don't know his last name, so I'm going to call him Nice Guy Nick. Nice Guy Nick, Ant, or Maxwell. You got to do something with that offense. You got so many weapons around it, too. You got Polo, man. You got Cortez. You got Devin Gary. You can put Ant at wide receiver. You can put Maxwell at receiver. Nice Guy Nick can't be a nice guy to the defense. Nice Guy Nick has to do something. He did show signs of getting better. I don't know much about the guy. I don't know his background. I didn't know his name until I literally had to ask him during the game. I said, bro, I gotta call you something. I can't just be like, QB, drop back. He said, Nick. He gave me a last name. So, Nice Guy Nick. You got so many weapons. Be nice to your weapons. Don't be nice to the defenses. Number 3. Number 3, we got misfits. Too Much Talent was a team in this league many years ago. And, you know, they literally did have too much talent. This Misfits team, you know, they were purple. They got ballers all about, don't get me wrong. Look at their resumes. You got national champions on that team. Got a lot of guys from OMFFL, MAFL, YAFL. See different guys every week from everywhere. On paper, if you put down all the names of the Misfits roster, you would have perhaps the most talented team in Washington County history if you were to put down the names alone. I'm not going to say every single name, because if I were to say it, we'd be here all night. But when you take a look at what they have, there's no reason this team should be 6-2 with blowout losses to the Warriors and Showtime, and close games with Program, close games with Spartans. But you could say, you know, it's the AFN approach. Let's see, we're going to sit back in the regular season. We got what we got week to week. Lest we not forget spring 2018, when the affiliates did exactly that. When the affiliates had close games with Warriors, with Survivors. Yeah, those were real things. They beat the Survivors 14-0 in a game where it was 0-0 at halftime. And a lot of people dogged AFN for it. Nobody respected them going into playoffs. People thought ADR, Program, mayhem. Misfits, you know, they got the talent that they could definitely be an AFN Spring 2018-esque team. But the question is, what is the team going to be? What 30 does Regan put on the field? Who plays quarterback? Is Tay quarterback again? Is it going to be Bob Moore? Is Lonzel going to ride out? That's just what I've seen this year. I'm just saying. What do the Misfits look like in this playoff? Are they AFN Spring 2018 remade? Or does history repeat itself just like it did 2 years ago at North? When the Misfits, they rolled through the regular season. Looked really good during the regular season. The only real bad game they played was against ADR. And, to be fair to the Misfits, a lot of their guys, they were late that day. So, you can't really put that on them. But let's not forget, the last time the Misfits played in the postseason, Ruckus beat them 10-6 in the semifinals. The Orangemen beat them. Remember that game, Ross? Ruckus and Misfits, when Ruckus beat them to head to the finals.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
None of us saw it coming. Does history repeat itself? Or do the Misfits rewrite their legacy? We shall see. Number 2. Oh, the Warriors.
Came back just in time, apparently, huh?
You are right on time, sir. The Warriors, man. Never forget, Pure Chaos beat them. You guys lost to Pure Chaos.
Yeah, that was a bad day. We had a bad day. Didn't have a bad day.
Can't have bad days, Ross. You gotta be careful when those bad days happen.
It's not gonna happen anymore.
Let me tell you about the Warriors. Kevin Clancy is the MVP of that team.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Kevin Clancy is the answer you needed for playoffs. No disrespect to Alex Foster or Cody Snavely. Clancy has the resume. They have the pedigree. He has the pedigree. This is the guy you need to win a championship. He's got a ring. He's a B national champion quarterback.
That's my guy.
And the thing about Clancy was, I felt like a lot of people were overlooking him and disrespecting him. How do you let Kevin Clancy just go to the Warriors? He was available after the Villains went to KFFL. Why not hit up Clancy?
I did.
What a move, what a move, what a move.
I did.
I've seen the improvement in the Warriors this year.
Yeah.
People, you could say, are they the same team as they were last season when they fell to ADR in the semis? I don't think so.
Nah.
I don't think this is the same Warrior team that fell to ADR. But boy, oh boy, oh boy. I just got some bad vibes about that 9 a.m. kickoff. We'll get to that in predictions, though. The talent's there. The pedigree is there. Kevin Clancy's got rings. Tyler Spencer has rings. Ross Collins has a ring.
Whatever.
A B chip and about 2 Bassford Bowls.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. We'll see what the Warriors can do come playoff time.
Malcolm says we're bought last year. Huh. Wonder who's paying for that. J-Dub got more money than anybody in this league, I think.
Yeah, I can't see you paying for players.
Hell no, man. Nah. You know how I roll over here, though.
Look at you, Ross Butte.
Yeah, right. That's hilarious.
Ross Greenberg.
Anyway, moving on to number one
Moving
team.
on. Number one, Showtime. How good is Showtime? Well, let's take a look. Last week I posted the stats. And this week I'm just going to tell you straight up how good Showtime is. Let's put it like this. As I pull up the statistics I had from last week. So, let me tell you about the defenses Showtime faced this year in terms of average points surrendered and how many points Showtime scored on them. Let's start from the bottom. Pure Chaos gave up 24.75 points per game. Showtime put up 37. X-Dog surrendered 23.75 points per game. Showtime put up 39. I believe that was the number I read. I know it was in the 30s. So it definitely surpassed the average. Ruckus surrendered 19.625. Showtime put up 33 3/4.
Yeah.
Broadax surrendered 18.625. Showtime put up 34. After they put Deion Page in at quarterback in the third quarter. Free Smoke. Program gave up 14.875. Showtime put up 41. Spartan surrendered 13.25. Showtime put up a season low 24. Misfits gave up 11.875. Showtime as a whole put up 25. Warriors surrendered 11.75. Showtime put up a whopping 35. Now, let's see what they did to the offenses they faced. Chaos averaged 9, they scored 9. Good job.
That's good, though.
Program scored 10.375, but got the donut.
Yeah.
Ruckus put up 11.5, but also got a donut. X-Dogs put up 13, but they only scored 7. So halfway there. Not bad, X-Dogs, it's not bad. Broadax put up 15.125. Showtime gave them a donut. Spartans put up 16, scored 13. Hey, good job, Spartans. I like that. Warriors put up 18.125. Showtime held them to 13. Misfits 18.625. Ate a donut. So what about Showtime's numbers? Offense, 32.75. Defense, 5.25. Margin, 27.5. You know what's crazy, Ross? Only one team can compare to those numbers. ADR Spring 2019, who scored 31.71 points per game and surrendered 4.14. When I put the math together, Showtime scored 32.75, surrendered 5.25. When you put together the point differential, Showtime 27.5, ADR 27.57. What's that, Ross?
Sean Taylor.
No one's calling in. I'm talking. No.
I'm not doing it.
Okay, just telling you. No. I'm not done talking. And that's not Sean Taylor. That's Wheezy. Sorry, Wheezy. I'm not done talking. 27.57, 27.5. 0.07 is the difference between Showtime and, to date, perhaps the greatest team in Washington County flag football history, ADR 2019. So, in my opinion, Showtime is just as good as that ADR team. Would love to see that matchup. Someone's got to get Chris Boone cloned. I'd love to see Chris Boone versus Chris Boone. You know why? Because both Boones will go on defense to try to stop the other Boone. And the score is going to be 0-0 because Boone's going to know how to stop Boone. But Boone's going to try to score on Boone. So how do you beat Boone with Boone? I'm just saying.
Oh, shit.
I'm just saying.
It's a magical question.
Predictions. Let's get to them.
Yeah.
Actually, let's take a look at these games first. Let's take a look at the first game. 9 a.m. We got Warriors, X-Dogs. First time you guys have met in the postseason.
Is that true?
Never, ever have you ever met in the postseason with X-Dogs.
Damn.
Yep, you can now put that your finger down and say, never, ever have I ever. First time meeting, can't really talk about the history between you two. So nothing really there. You've had some good games the last year. Who can forget the 2019 game? X-Dogs 10, Warriors 7. What a battle that was.
Best game I've ever been a part of.
It was amazing. Who could forget also this season's game? Warriors winning 22-8. And what seemed like a blowout, but actually was a pretty competitive game.
The final score doesn't really represent that game. I'll give you that.
But does it bode well for you come playoff time?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
We'll see in predictions. Second game of the day, Pure Chaos Ruckus. They have no history either, unless you count the time the Killer Bees played Ruckus in the Summer Sizzle. Remember that?
It's an interesting game.
I know. Suddenly, this game got really intriguing.
It's an interesting one. Are we doing predictions or are you just talking?
I'm just talking about the histories, going over the games.
All right.
Pretty intriguing game, but no history there, so can't really talk about it much. Thank you, sir.
Well,
Third game, winner of Chaos and Ruckus versus Showtime. Can't really talk about that. I mean,
Ruckus Showtime, Pure Chaos.
we'll see. Fourth game, Broadaxe and Misfits. I'll tell you, there's been some interesting postseason history between John Regan and Tom Hoffman. Who can forget Regan being part of the Knights? Fall 14, Spring 15 championship games, both losses to Broadaxe / Miller Lite. But who could also forget AFN Broadaxe Fall 17? A classic that was. A battle that was. 34-27. Broadaxe got disrespected before the game. AFN took their sideline and even wore blue. Took their sideline and wore blue. The disrespect. But you don't disrespect Goat Gable. Gable went out and won. But who could also forget? Spring 2018. Mayhem, Broadex, Justin Fox, starting quarterback for that game. Runs all over Broadex like he always did. But this time, Fox got the win. This time, Regan, Fox, Mayhem, they did it. They ended the dynasty. Broadex hasn't been the same since. You look at their postseason history in recent years. Fall 2018, one and done. Lost to the X-Dogs. Didn't really go far. That was it. They were just kind of an afterthought that season. Spring 19, they got to the ship. Bodes well. Last season, they got to the semis. Don't get me wrong. Town Halpin had a revitalization last year. But let's not pretend Broadex hasn't been the same since Mayhem ended the dynasty. A lot of interesting storylines going into that game. That is a game to look out for. That is a game where I feel like you got to watch. Who knows what the hell's going to happen? Does Broadex come out with bodies this time around? What combo does the Misfits have? We'll see in predictions. Final game of the day. Program Spartans.
Interesting game as well.
A rivalry game. Let's be real about this. Program and Spartans is a rivalry. And it's not the current group. It's all about Program and Don Brown. Let's be real here. Let's look at the history. It's funny to me. Program and Don Brown have so much history together. If you look at the ancestry of Program, their daddy was Storm, or Nighthawks. Their granddaddy was Storm. Their great-granddaddy was the PG Hitmen. Their great-great-granddaddy was Gold's Gym. And who played for Gold's Gym? Don Brown. Who could forget? They both joined the league at the same time. Spring 2016. That season, Program got to the semis. Food Lion, 0-7, forfeited playoffs. Quit before playoffs. We didn't think they were coming back. Donnie came back, though, the next season. With a much improved Food Lion squad. Yeah. Who could forget? October 2016. Last game of the regular season. Program trying to get the 2 seed. They had to play Gary Little at quarterback. Ricky Miller was out. And so was the other guy. I can't remember who else they had at the time. That was a long ass time ago. I do remember, though, 14-10, Food Lion beat Program and knocked them down a spot to where they had to play X-Dogs the next week. And X-Dogs donutted them. It kept going from there, though. Who could forget? Fall 2017. Playoffs, B bracket. Program versus Spartans. A very forgotten game, actually.
Right.
A lot of people have forgotten about that game. I haven't. I'm posting it tomorrow. Actually, we're posting after the stream tonight. Program, Spartans, fall 2017. Program was a favorite going into the B bracket playoffs. Was it Lav Gaskins? Damn, that was so long ago. But Program was a favorite in that B bracket, man. They had the potential to win it. They were only Food Lion or / Spartans, I should say, at this point, was only putting up 5 points per game. 5 points per game.
Sheesh.
And then Adam Malott blew up, put up 25. And as a result, they knocked out the program 25-22 in what was a battle. And believe it or not, that was the end of the Spartans after that game. A week later, they played their last game for 2 years. Where was Donnie, though, during all that time? Spring 2018. Who could forget the fact that those Spartan players, Adam Malott, Jesse Gentry, a few others, who did they play with that spring? Who hooked them up with the program? Oh, yeah. Don Brown.
There's interesting storylines there. You're hyping it up. Like
Remember that Spartans program merger? Well, kind of, sort of merger.
Right.
Don wasn't part of the program, but he was part. I don't know. I just remember hearing a lot of stuff back then. I just remember a lot of Spartan players just all at once went to the program. But then Donnie came back. Last year, fall 2019, the revitalization of the Spartans. Who could forget the B bracket championship game last fall? Who could forget that battle? Spartans 14-3 early on. Looked like they were going to cruise to victory. But program never gave up. Program fought back. Program fought hard to the very end. And what happened? They knocked off the Spartans. They won B. And handed Donnie his 4th straight B bracket championship loss. There's a rivalry there. I mean, let's look back at all the smack talk back in January.
You hyping this shit like
before COVID. Remember all the talk about the scrimmage over at E. Russell Hicks? Remember the hype?
Yeah,
the build-up?
It's one of the only things going on, too. That was part of it.
A lot of anticipation. And then earlier in the season when they played, the hype behind that game. This is going to be a good game. This is a rivalry. And it's not Spartans program to me. It's Don Brown versus the program. Because this predates the Tri-State Spartans. This goes way back. This is a family feud. You guys are technically family. Don knew your great-great-granddaddy.
Holy moly.
The history in this rivalry. I think right now, Program Spartans is the best one in the WCFFL. This Saturday is going to be great.
Let's move on to predictions.
Yes, sir.
You hyped that up enough, that's for sure.
I just wanted to give enough history behind everything. Predictions time, 9 a.m. We got a good one. Warriors X-Dogs. Kevin Clancy did not play that first game. That was Alex Foster. In fact, this is actually going to be the first time in 2 years that Matt Eisenberg has faced Kevin Clancy and only the second time. Who could forget Gettysburg? Bullets, X-Dogs.
Sheesh.
I was there.
I thought we all tried to forget Gettysburg.
I can't help it, man. It's hard. They're still filming that game on YouTube. It's weird because I'm watching myself filming a game that someone's filming.
Right.
It's really weird, very odd visual.
That's wild.
Very wild. Last time that happened, though, Clancy dominated. But the Bullets were pretty loaded.
Right.
I don't think the Warriors are the Bullets, per se.
Nah.
You guys, you good, but you're not about the bang bang, And besides, you don't have Tivis. So you're definitely not that great. I second that notion, Clancy.
Yeah.
I'm going to like it. Actually, hold on. Let me love it real quick. There we go.
One of those things you try to forget, but you just can't. But anyway.
This game's going to be interesting. Don't get me wrong. I think Clancy against this X-Dogs defense could have a field day. This X-Dogs defense is not very athletic. They're not very good. In fact, they're one of the worst units in the league. Their secondary is awful, for lack of a better word. Don't get me wrong, if you got the line, you got Brady, you got Kinsler, you got Jutt down there, you're good. And that's their best bet of winning this game on defense. They have to get to Clancy. And right now, with the Warriors' O-line, I'm not so certain that the Warriors' O-line can win that trench war. But a lot of these guys, like Chad Wilson, Michael Meese, they have playoff experience. They've been there. These guys and Clancy have all played in a B championship game in nationals. And I think that, coupled with the mismatches and the receivers and the secondary, in my honest opinion, the Warriors win. I think the X-Dogs will fight early, but I think for the first time since 2007, the X-Dogs, actually, 2006 was the last time the X-Dogs didn't make it. And that's because they weren't in the league. History make it made this Saturday.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's wild. Moving on now. Next game, 10:30, Chaos Ruckus. I mean, if Ruckus had the team they had 2 weeks ago, I'd say Ruckus again. But what the hell do they have? I mean, you gotta look at it. I saw what Grant Smith just posted. You see that, Ross?
I see it. I see everything. What are we doing?
What are we doing, Ross? We're making predictions here.
You know I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, I know you weren't talking to me.
No.
But anyways, anyhow, anywho, anyways, anyway. Chaos Ruckus. This is not easy to predict anymore. The real question is, does Chaos come out with RJ again? Or do they put Houston back there? Mind you, Houston is coming off an excellent performance against the Reckless Villains on Sunday where the Killer Bees won. We'll get to that later. We still got 3 more shows. In my honest, truthful opinion, while RJ is the seasoned veteran, while RJ is playing well, I honestly think this is the best he's played. I just think Houston needs to be the guy at quarterback. And I think if you do that against a Ruckus defense that's not really that good, and you hold the ball long enough, keep Marty off the field, get to Marty even, I think Chaos can win this game. In fact, no, I don't see Madel there. I don't think Monday will be there. Remember, it's a 90-minute drive to York. They're not going to be there. Is Dustin going to be there? What do they have? I think Chaos takes this. Houston and Markel ball out. Chaos pulls off the upset. They knock off Ruckus. I think Chaos does it.
This is an interesting game.
Don't get me wrong. If this was 2 weeks ago and it was the same Ruckus team, I'd say, okay, Ruckus. It's not, though. It's not.
Got a looming semi-pro game that day for Ruckus. I wonder how they're looking with that.
I don't think there's enough time. The game's at 1.
Yeah.
It's 90 minutes to York.
Right.
Houston, Ruckus has a problem.
I'm still going to go with Ruckus in my prediction.
Ruckus?
Just because you went pure chaos, so I'm not going to give them 2 votes here. I just hope
I think you're just mad over the fact they beat you.
I mean, I'm still salty, that's for sure. But if Ruckus shows up with their whole roster...
Don't worry, you'll get revenge on some of them in a few weeks.
I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about Ruckus. Pure chaos right now.
I know, I'm just being a dickhead. Anyways, anyhow, anywho. More on that in 3 fucking shows from now. Jesus Christ, Joey, what the hell are you thinking? Anyways, let's keep going.
Yeah, I'm going Ruckus in that one, man.
Going Ruckus?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, fuck it.
Next game.
I'll film that one for $20 from each team.
You make more than I do in this league. Jesus. I don't even ask for anything. Just give me some fucking beer. Some weed.
I don't take donations.
Give me some food. Hey, donations work out pretty well. You should really try it. Anyways. Anyways. Enough of the bullshit. Let's keep going. Let's be serious for a minute.
What's the next game?
Chaos and Showtime in my timeline.
Yeah.
Your timeline is Ruckus Showtime.
Whoever wins that
is going to lose to Showtime. Okay. I'm glad we agree with that, so our bracket is back to being the same.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of you pick how many points. Ruckus hasn't been able to beat Chris Boone ever. And if you look back at the last few times they played, hasn't been pretty. Okay, you could say, well, they lost by 9 last year. But let's be real. 80 yards with the foot off the pedal at like the 3rd quarter of that game. It just was like, yeah, we're good. That wasn't even a close game. It wasn't. It wasn't competitive. I'm just saying. And as for Chaos. Chaos. You had a good run. What's that thing that you tried to start?
If you get a playoff win, you can build off that. You got your regular season win, too.
Like I said, Ruckus 2014, Nighthawks 2014 had a baby be Chaos.
Which is the interesting thing about my bracket, because if Ruckus does end up being pure chaos, maybe they do have their full roster, but how many of them are going to try to leave right then and there after that game and go to York?
I don't think they're even going to play in that game, bro.
Oh, man.
The game ends at 12. They're not going to get to York till 1:30. They're not going to fucking be in Hagerstown. It's not going to happen. If they show up, then you know what? Ruckus wins. But 90 minutes from Hagerstown to York, they're not going to Hagerstown to play a quarter and leave.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Ruckus goes up 20-0 in the first quarter, but I doubt it.
Right.
What's up?
Get him in here.
No, I don't want to talk to anybody tonight. We're done. We're going to keep going. It's predictions. No one talks.
All right, you
Who's
already
trying to
here
get in?
first. I was gonna put Wheezy or Sean.
No. I'm on my bullshit right now. Let me keep going. 1:30. Misfits Broadax.
I got Misfits.
This is one of those. Who's reffing the game?
Oh shit.
I mean, with Misfits, ignore the ref part. Let's ignore that. What the fuck is the Misfits going to be in this game? Like, is it going to be what we saw with September? Where they had Tay out there, quarterback, and everything else? Is it are we going to see Bob Moore again? We're going to see Lonzel. Does Regan play quarterback this week? Who's on the field? We know Travis Hale is out. We know that for sure. Hopefully Travis heals up soon, man. That's a rough injury. But in case you don't know, he got hurt at West Coast Nationals.
It's 2020, man. It's the year of injuries and all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah. Speedy recovery, man. Hope you're good by Nationals, at least. I don't know what the hell they have coming into this. What is the team going to be? That's why I can't really give any insight, because it's like, I don't know what combination of the 65 guys. That's a guess, by the way. I just don't know what they have. Excuse me. I don't know. I need to do that. You know shit happens. Anyways. Fucking beer. I'm tipsy as fuck right now. Broadax is, don't get me wrong, if they can play a very conservative game plan, keep the Misfits off the field, give Timmy time to execute, they'll be fine. But I don't think Timmy's ready to handle all this. I really don't. I just feel like no matter who Misfits fields, they're going to beat them. Because I just don't think Broadax has enough. Like, offensive line and D-line, they got Tivis. Which, you know, Tivis is Tivis. If he shows up, their chances of winning the game increase by 5%. If he doesn't, it decreases by 10. Double what it would be with the increase. That's how big of an X factor Tivis is. When you look at it also, Danny Longerbeam, is he okay? Is he recovered? He got injured at Brunswick. Oh, wait. No Danny Longerbeam. He plays for Brunswick. Okay, so you got Tivis. Is Palmer going to be there, or does he get caught in the work again? Life happens. Misfits got this game. Too many things working against Broadax for them to win this game. I got Misfits. Yeah. I'm going to go with the Misfits. Final game of the day, and this is going to be this is a hard one to pick. Spartans program.
I'm going to go with program.
My question is Keenan Poulter okay? He was kind of limping a little bit in that Misfits game. And, you know, some of his passes were off later on in that game, and I feel like the injury played a part in that. Is he all right? Is Keenan Poulter going to play on Saturday? I mean, if he does, and if he shows out, I think the Spartans could win this game easily. They got the defense. That first game means nothing now. TJ Williams, Deion Page, they're not there. You throw out Tuz, you got nice guy Nick. You throw out Deion, you got Ant. They still got some talent. I think it's going to be a low-scoring defensive game. I think it's going to be a nice defensive battle. I think program, especially, I don't know what the status of Pat Freedom is. Is he okay? I remember he got hurt a few weeks ago. I just wonder what exactly can the program do? I don't know. Nice guy Nick needs to be dickhead Nick to the Spartans defense and just show no mercy. But I don't think he's ready for that. I just, if Keenan's there, if the defense is ready, I got Spartans. And you know what? I think that's a good bet. I got the Spartans in this one. I think Don and them get the victory. The defense dominates again. Program, I'm going to be straight with you. If you look at the stats, they are literally probably the worst 4 seed I've seen since the Ruckus 2015 spring squad.
Sheesh.
Yeah. I mean, they're being outscored
Yeesh.
by 4 points per game on average. But somehow, some way, they got the 4 seed. That's not a recipe for winning. Cramley goes down, Sparty advances, and that's my predictions for this week. And that's my show for tonight. So for Ross Collins, I'm Joey Blaze. We'll see you Saturday, 9 a.m. for Warriors X Dogs.
That's right.